Hi, boys and girls. I hope you had a great weekend and you are ready to roll into math to learn about an entire new standard that we have not learned before. This week, we are going to be learning about fractions. Now, our end goal for this standard is to be able to partition circles and rectangles into 2 and 4 equal shares. And we're also going to describe the shares as halves and fourths, as half of and fourth of, describe the whole as 2 of or 4 of the shares, and explain that decomposing into more equal shares creates smaller shares. These are all of our goals that we should be able to accomplish by the end of the standard. But for today, we are going to start with equal and unequal parts. Now, I want you to pause this video and think to yourself, what does equal mean and what does unequal mean? If you said equal means the same, you are correct. So if equal means the same, then unequal is not the same size or shape. Now, I have this pizza that I would like to share with a friend. And if I'm sharing with my friend, then I want us both to have equal parts. So should I cut my pizza like this? No, I shouldn't, because these slices are not equal. They are unequal. This side is a lot smaller than this side. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and draw a circle in your journal, and then I want you to cut your pizza so that you and your friend both have equal parts. If your circle looks like mine, you are correct. By cutting the pizza straight down the middle, you and your friend now have equal parts. You both have the same size and shape pizza slice. All right, let's move on to the vocabulary word fraction. Fractions are equal parts of a whole. This is a whole shape because it is not cut or partitioned into any parts. It is the whole thing. You can cut the shape into equal parts. When you do that, it is called partition. So we can partition or cut the whole shape into equal parts. Partition is another vocabulary word we will be using. So what does partition mean? That's right, it means to cut the shape into equal parts. Equal parts are the same size and shape. If you look at this whole shape, you can see that it's partitioned into 2 equal parts. Both parts are the same size and the same shape. Some shapes can have many equal parts. It doesn't have to be just 2. This rectangle is partitioned into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. This triangle is partitioned into 1, 2 equal parts. The heart is partitioned into 1, 2 equal parts. How many parts is this square partitioned? If you said 3, you are correct. 1, 2, 3 equal parts. The circle is partitioned into 2 equal parts, and the oval is partitioned into 2 equal parts as well. Shapes can also be partitioned into unequal parts. This rectangle has 1, 2, 3, 4 unequal parts. Now I want you to pause this video and think, why are these parts unequal? If you said they are unequal because they are not the same size or shape, you are correct. This top part is a lot smaller than both middle parts. And this bottom part is a lot smaller than both middle parts. Every single part that it is partitioned to is not the same size or the same shape. This triangle is partitioned into 2 unequal parts. This top part is not the same shape as the bottom part. They are 2 totally different shapes. The heart is partitioned into 2 unequal parts. This side is a lot bigger than this side, and it's also not the same shape. Same with the square, the circle, and the oval. They are partitioned, but they are not the same size or the same shape. Now, I want you to pause the video and look at each shape. I want you to make a column in your journal. One side will be equal and one side will be not equal. If the square is partitioned into 2 equal parts, then draw the square on the equal side. If the square is partitioned into not equal parts, then draw on the not equal side. And you're going to do that for each shape. Ready? Pause. Now, I cannot move my shapes because, again, they're not in the Smartboard slides, but I drew arrows to which shapes are equal and which are not equal. So the square is partitioned into 2 equal parts because both parts are the same size and the same shape. The triangle is not equal. They are not the same size or the same shape. The circle is not equal. The top part is smaller than the bottom part. The pink circle is partitioned into 4 equal parts. Each part is the same size and the same shape. The square is partitioned into unequal parts. The first part is a lot smaller than the second part. And the bottom rectangle is partitioned into 3 equal parts. All parts are the same size and the same shape. All right, your turn again. I want you to draw a rectangle, a circle, a square, and a triangle in your journal. And I want you to partition each shape so that they have equal parts. Ready? Pause. All right, there are many ways that you can cut these shapes into equal parts. For the rectangle, you can cut it once down the middle. For the rectangle, you can partition it one time across. For the circle, you can partition it once down the middle and once across, giving it 4 equal shares. For the square, you can partition it one time down the middle to give it 2 equal shares, or also you can give it 4 equal shares. And for the triangle, you can cut it once down the middle to give it 2 equal shares. If you only partitioned your shapes into 2 equal shares, that's okay, as long as they're the same size and the same shape. All right, so it's your turn to do your classwork. You are going to see this activity on Seesaw. So to get it completed, you're going to go back to your Seesaw activity and hit Add Response, and this will pop up. What you're going to do for this assignment is you are going to circle equal or unequal for each shape. So let's do the first one together. The first square is partitioned into 2 parts. Now, are these parts equal or are they unequal? If you said unequal, you are correct. They are not partitioned into the same size and shape parts. One part is a lot bigger than the other, and they are not the same shape. So these are unequal parts. So that is what you are going to do for each shape. You're going to look at each shape, and if it's partitioned into equal parts, you're going to circle equal. If it's partitioned into unequal parts, you will circle unequal. And once you are done with this seesaw activity, you're going to post it so your teacher can look at it. And then you are going to get on Prodigy for 10 minutes. And you will have questions on Prodigy that have to do with the standard that we covered today, which is fractions and equal and unequal parts. Have a good day.